I'm with John Ballinger, the senior gnome in Tennessee. I heard about this man as a graduate student at UT. He was the man, the carpenter, his head buried between two stacks of green law volumes at the UT School of Law, where he would study at night. I heard about him as a graduate student and eventually got to meet him. His name is John Ballinger, and he's the senior gnome. He's lived his whole life apart from the system, apart from the machine of men that in many ways enslaves and humiliates the free man. John, we're here in your nursing home. We're here in Jefferson City Health and Rehab. Here's your room, filled with Bibles and law books. John, let me ask you about some of your early experiences. You said no to many things that ordinary people would say yes to, such as driver licenses and 1040 forms. What do we need to know, or what's the thing we need to hear, John Ballinger? What's the thing we need to hear, John Ballinger, about traveling versus driving? Do we have a right to travel, John?
I make a big distinction between traveling and driving. It's two separate things.
Say more. Go ahead.
You can travel on a bus, a cab, with a friend in a car. Driving, you're operating an automobile. There's two separate things. You got to keep them separated.
Can a man travel in his car, in his automobile? Is travel possible in an automobile, John?
Sure. All traveling, well, I don't know how to say it, but all traveling is not the same thing as driving an automobile, but driving an automobile is a form of traveling.
So driving is a category of travel, and travel can be, you're saying, can be done by right under constitutional guarantees and protections. Is that fair to say?
Under right, R-I-G-H-T?
Yes.
Sure.
When's the last time you had a driver license, John Ballinger?
About 1983.
What happened in 1984?
Nothing.
Did you travel in your car by right from 1983 to a few years ago, John?
David, I drove for the last 40 years or plus without a so-called driver's license.
Doesn't the word drive, though, suggest permission, license, and privilege? Were you really driving, or were you traveling or locomoting or moving yourself? What were you doing, really?
I was traveling. Sure. I was traveling. I was going from here to yonder, different places, in an automobile. But driving and traveling are two distinct subjects. You can't combine them. You can travel in a bus, on a plane, in a train, on a car, but you can't drive a train. You can't drive a bus. You seem to make that it's the same thing, but it's not. Driving is one thing, or whatever, driving an automobile, and traveling is two separate things. You seem to make them the same thing.
We're talking with John Ballinger. We're at Jefferson City Health and Rehab, where he lives, a somewhat ornery resident here. And I want to ask John about another point of advice he gave me long ago when facing a criminal charge. So I'll shout it into his ear so he can hear it, okay? Just bear with. John, what should you do when you get a criminal traffic charge and you're in Sessions Court, General Sessions Court? What should you do? What did you do, and what do you recommend?
If you get a citation for violating the rules of the road, no driver's license, speeding, run the stop sign, every time it ends up in General Sessions Court. It goes nowhere except General Sessions Court. I've always waived General Sessions Court. I don't give my consent to that court hearing the case against me. If they want to try me, they're not going to try me on a citation. They're going to try me by an indictment or a presentment. That's the law.
So John is the one who, for a long time, has talked to me about waiving the court. And my name is David Toulis, and we're with John Ballinger. We're in the window of his nursing home. There's the window, the light coming in. He has the blinds down, and he's a man who has Bibles and law books stacked in his room here in Jefferson City. He is the gnome of Strawberry Plains, our senior gnome at 82, and trying to survive.